Think, film, believe 29. I think this is think, film, believe 29. Yeah. Well, you know what I thought I think I don't want to. What I thought I'd do is just kind of expand on what we was talking about in that last video, you see. And I know if you're doing what I told you to do, are you doing what I told you to do? You do what I told you to do. If you're doing what I told you to do, you'd listen to these videos in succession, and then you'd know what we were talking about in the last video and what we were talking about in the last video. But you, look at that long finger pointing at you. You. You are your own worst enemy. So, I mean, you know, I need somebody, one of these, yeah. Together. And, anyway, you know, so, well, you know, we talked about the negativity that's in our lives and the negativity in the world and the negative things that are happening in the world. And you can sit there and point the finger all you want. It's all about you. It's all about you. It ain't what else is going on in the world. It ain't what else is going on in the world. It's all about you. It's all about how you would think, feel, and believe about it. That's right. You can sit there, oh, well, the president this, the president that, and then try to put the blame. Everybody's always pointing a finger. Remember? I don't care. Well, you know, I don't remember where, but anyway, do you see when you're pointing this finger? There's the three fingers pointing back at you. There's the three pointing back at you. So you need to take some responsibility there. You know, I'm just going to say this because this is in a time when there's a lot of political going on in this world. And, you know, I've been through lots of elections in this world, and lots of times out there, and, you know, there's lots of been people, the men that have become presidents. And after all this period of time, I mean, I reached a certain point, and you saw what was going on, and you saw what was happening. And, you know, I mean, you know, well, from a little bit about, you know, something spiritual, is that there's forces that are control that we don't, that the majority, most people just don't understand. And because of my deep spiritual growth that I've been getting, and I know some people don't understand that, but then there's some people out there that do. There's some people out there that understand that, and some people that don't. I do. You know, and it's this deep, some very deep spiritual growth that I've been through. Fortunately, yeah. Because that deep spiritual growth is one of the things that will set you free. Set you free, yes! Set you free. And from getting caught up in all the crap. So because it's part of the enemy, and I'm not going to get into the enemy right now. I know some of you know who that enemy is, and it's just, well, we won't get into it right now. No, but that's the point, is to keep you distracted and keep you pulled off the center and focusing on everything else that's out here on the surface, you see. It's trying to get you focused out here and all everything on the surface instead of being internal and staying focused on what's going on inside of you and what's going on in your life and where you ought to be. All these other things that are happening in the world, the destruction, the politics, the blah, all of it. You know, so I was back here just a little bit on my, you know, talking just a little about, you know, all the presidents that have been there. Got to the point from a little bit of a spiritual, who is ever in there is supposed to be, okay?
I mean, this last election that we had, everybody was so shocked because she was just supposed to just win. And even one of those dinglings that's in trouble right now. We were going to win $100 million to nothing. No, and it was just such a shock. And you know what? Again, it just reinforced to me who's supposed to be in there. Okay? So, but you see all this group of people that are all screaming at the sky. And it's because of how they wish to think, feel, and believe about it. Because, think about it. Generally, for the most part, what's going on in politics isn't affecting anybody on a personal level. There are some people out there, granted, there are some people that are out there that are being affected by it. But the majority of the rest of the whole, nothing's affecting your life. Nothing's affecting you. It's not affecting me. I remember, as a kid, it was like when the stock market crashed and when all the stuff negative was happening and the presidents and the upheaval. And, I remember one guy, I can't remember his name right now. That dude did it in 4 years and they booted. I mean, he was gone in 4 years. Because everybody on both sides, he was out of there. I can't remember his name. But anyways, it's just, I remember, like I said, I remember as a kid. And I remember the stock market's crashing and the real estate things. And as a kid, you heard about these things and they were on the news and your parents were glued to the TV and you were watching them watching TV and you're watching all this negativity on the news and everything. But what were you as a kid? Right? You're that innocent person that just kept on running and playing in the neighborhood. Nothing affected me. Nothing changed my life. I still got up and rode my bicycle and still did everything that I did. And that's darn near a very large percentage of the people that are out in this world is that what's really going on here political wise isn't affecting anybody's lives. But see, enemy, because we're choosing to attach ourselves to the negativity and the things that are going on in this world. You're making that choice. You want to be upset about it, or you want to be happy about it, or you want to be this, or whatever you are about it. Whatever you are about it. You're attaching yourself to it. You're allowing yourself to be riled up about it. You're allowing yourself to be upset about it. And somehow, by the nature of people, you think that you're going to change the world with your feelings about stuff. And that all these people that are out there and they want to protest and they want to go out there and they want to do all these things. And somehow they think from their feelings and their emotional push and going out there doing all this stuff that they're going to change things. It never does. It never does. All the big protests that everybody's filming and everything and all the people that gather, it never changed anything. It never changes anything. Have you noticed it? But then the people, they decide they want to get upset about it, and they go out there and hanging their signs up and whatever, and they're carrying around the colors and their flags and all this kind of stuff. It's people that are being driven purely by the flesh, you see. They're all being driven by the flesh, you see. And that's the emotional, that's the downfall of humanity to me. I mean, I would say it on a spiritual level, it's the downfall of humanity because we're so attached to emotions. We're so attached to how everything makes us feel. And then, what does that do? It ruins our days. It distracts us from the positive things. It distracts us from the things we need to be grateful for. It distracts us from the positive and the good things that we should be focusing on. Those are the good things that we should be focusing on. But people choose to be caught up in the negativity and to be tormented by all these things instead, and then live their lives on a daily basis having a bad attitude and feeling bad because whatever else is going on in the world, and somehow in the recesses of your mind, somehow you think you're going to control things with how you feel. Yeah, right. And that's what I say. You're your own worst enemy, you say. You're your own worst enemy because you're choosing to be attached to things with your feelings so much. Instead of stopping and thinking for a moment, is it really worth all the effort that she's putting out with all your emotions That's really the thing that's destroys people's lives. The emotional aspect destroys people's life. And there's nothing funny about this, but y'all know how I end my videos.